Creating content and using words that turn into clients is so much easier than you think. You don't need to think about more words to say or find new words to say. It's not a strategy. This is all about speaking from your identity instead of from your intellect. Most people are so used to speaking from their intellect, meaning everything is about you and everything is about what you know. And you're sounding like a textbook. You're taking what's in your brain and just putting that in the marketplace. And oftentimes, those are the things that people can Google or Chat GPT. But when it comes to speaking from your identity, this is speaking from the image that you are created in. And we are created in the image and likeness of God. So that means that the words that we use become a reflection of who we are. When you're speaking from your intellect, you're speaking from a space of knowingness where you know the words to say, but the words to say might not truly be reflective of who you are. Let me paint this picture for you. Just imagine that you are in a bubble. And I like to call this very specifically my God bubble. This is where I know the wisdom, the insights that He has given me, the revelation that He has dropped into my spirit. But it's almost like when you want to go into the marketplace, you turn some of this off and now you start speaking from your intellect. You start trying to find the right words to say so that people buy, so that people comment, or that people like you. And now you're straddling the fence. You've come out of your God bubble because you are here soaking up the wisdom He's given you. You're here deepening your relationship with Him. He's helping you to formulate the words, formulate just how you're showing up in the marketplace. But it's like you abandon that, come out the bubble, and now you're in the marketplace without any protection. That happens when you are attempting to hold up an image of yourself that you want people to view you as. And so you step out of this God bubble and you step into the world bubble. And now you're trying to sound palatable and you're trying to sound feasible to people. And we have to keep in mind that if we're really going to hold people accountable to the things that they say they want, the desires that they say that they want, then that comes at a cost of potentially having people not like you. Because what you're speaking is the truth. What you're speaking is the way that God has given you to deliver a message. So the first thing that you want to do when it comes to using words that convert into clients every single time is first and foremost understanding what is the real problem that you solve for people. This has nothing to do with how you want to show up in the marketplace, the way that you want to be seen. This is all about what your audience needs in order to solve their problem. So, what is the problem that you solve in the marketplace? Start there. After you know the problem that you solve in the marketplace, then you want to go and look at your step-by-step process for helping them solve that problem. Now, what starts to happen is a lot of people start coming online with a message that sounds really good in the market and it mimics what other people are saying and it dilutes what you really desire to say because essentially you're sounding like so many other people in the marketplace because you've come out of your bubble. You've come out of your own step-by-step process and how you solve the problem. Your unique value, your unique proposition in the marketplace is the way you do something. Now, there are I'm going to give this as an example. There might be 5 ways to solve this one problem. But the way that you solve it is geared towards certain people. The way that this other person solves it is geared towards these certain people. And all of that is going to be related to just your background, the way you speak, the way that you showcase your personality online. Maybe you tell certain kinds of jokes that, really resonate with a certain kind of audience. And so at the end of the day, people are getting their problem solved, but the way you help them solve it is unique to you. But if you're mimicking what other people are doing in the marketplace, then you're diluting your value proposition in the market. And so this is why I say being able to use the words that convert into clients is so much easier than you think because you don't have to look out there for anything. You actually get to look in here. And so you get to lay out the step by step process in which you help people solve that problem. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, well, there's a lot of things I help people with, there's a lot of things I teach. That might be true, but each thing that you teach is underneath a bucket, it's underneath a bigger step. So I try to imagine this as an outline. So let's say that you solve problem X and that there are three steps that you take people through in order to solve that problem. You've got capital A, capital B, capital C. You've got all three steps. Well, underneath capital A, then you might have three things that go under capital A. You might have three things that go under capital B. You might have three things that go under capital C. And now you have an entire outline for how you're really helping people to solve their problem. And it is your unique steps, your unique concepts that are falling into these big buckets. This is why it's so essential to have a framework, because when you have a framework that you take people through, now those people are able to see that you have a clear pathway in how you solve their problem. So while you have been trying to go out there to get your words, you're looking out into the marketplace to see what everybody else is saying, you actually already have all of the answers. You just haven't yet laid out your step-by-step process in how you help someone get results. So the first thing you do is you understand the real problem that you solve, and then you lay out those steps. Now, the third thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to create frameworks, have analogies, have metaphors, and have stories that you tell underneath each of those buckets. And that is how you're going to start teaching online, but not just teaching informationally, but teaching transformationally. What I mean by that is you're not just going to tell people what you know and lay it all out. You're going to demonstrate to people that you truly understand what it is they're going through and why your way is the way that they need in order to solve their problem. You're not going to try to find words. You're not going to try to make it sound pretty. You're not going to do any of that. You've got your framework, your steps, your outline. You are conveying that into the marketplace. That's it. There's no performative nature around what you got to say. You are just conveying your steps. And when you do that from a true state of authenticity, people are going to gravitate towards that easily. Your kind of people, the right people, the people that you are meant to serve. But imagine if you did have a process, you did have a framework, but you're still trying to find your words from what everybody else is saying. That means that you're confusing your audience. It means that you're diluting your message because you sound a little bit like you, but a little bit like that person and that person and that person and that person. And all of your words combined might still be conveying a little bit about what you want to say or how you want to help people in the marketplace, but it's so convoluted in the energy because it's not authentically you. It's some of you and some of what's in the marketplace out there. Your audience isn't going to pick up the true essence, the true frequency of the words that you're putting into the marketplace. So those are the actual steps in being able to convert your content, your ideas into the marketplace, into clients. It's as simple as that. You don't have to go anywhere to get your words. You already have the words. What is the real problem that you solve in the marketplace? What is the step-by-step process that you take people through? Actually write them out. Okay. And then the third thing is to have FAMS, FAMS, your frameworks, your analogies, your metaphors, and your stories so that you can help create a big picture for people to say, aha, I like how this person solves that problem. I like how this person conveys this idea. I like how this person brings an awareness about my problem or my circumstance that I haven't quite thought about yet. That's the point. That is the entire point of when it comes to creating content and having the right words, because the right words come from the way that you do something. And that is your unique value proposition in the marketplace. And this is how you will always have words that convert into clients. Not out there, comes from in here, your step-by-step process. You move that message into the marketplace easily and freely because you're not trying to conjure up anything. And that is how your true essence, your true energy is going to resonate in the ears of the people listening and receiving what you have to say. You are keeping your methods and your concepts pure because they're coming directly from you, your insights and your wisdom. It's not a little bit of you and a little bit of what's out there in the marketplace. It's truly coming from you. So that is your step-by-step process, simple and easy to be able to have the words that will always convert into clients every single time. I will see you all. I trust that this video has served you and blessed you. I will see you all in another video. Bye.